Do it. Obey the sign. All right, so a lot going on this morning. We are leaving Gifford campsite and headed to the Lookout. Fun thing about today's hike, it's going to be kind of like, I feel like, a preparation for New Hampshire. It's 14 miles and 4,200 feet of elevation change. Other fun things this morning. It's been an exciting morning. My attire has changed. I am trying out this lovely dress that I just picked up from Walmart. It's like a cheap $10 cotton thing. The cotton is obviously a concern. It's not like gonna be the warmest thing, but that is usually my problem. If I find a nice pair of shorts, I'll probably switch back to like my top and the shorts. The problem was like the pants I had saved to wear when my pants got too big were still too big. So I've clearly gone down mini a waist size, at least like 4 inches. Other interesting things this morning, tried a instant carnation breakfast actually for the first time this morning, and it was disgusting.
They're not great. They're just, it's a mildly tolerable way to get extra calories.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'd rather just eat an extra bar at that point, but I guess if I'm full, but I'm never full, so.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. Other than that, snacks this morning, I'm gonna have a Lara bar, and we're gonna have some apples, and that'll be technically snack 1 of 4, I guess, before the apple, and then snack here to
you had oats for breakfast too.
I had oats for breakfast, yeah.
Yeah.
Snack here to be defined by anything greater than 200 calories. I just found out that my phone recorded 5 minutes of the inside of my pocket, so here, have a boardwalk instead. All right, well, that was certainly an up the mountain. It took very little miles and very lots of time. I appreciate it. I appreciate going straight up. We have a power line-esque view as our reward. You could see some ski slopes. Could be Killington. It was mildly, tiring. It was definitely had to take a few breaks. It wasn't as hard as I thought, but it's also early in the morning, early in the day right now. But it definitely obviously slowed us down. I think we took 45 minutes to do a mile. So like, there's this movie, you may have heard of it, The Princess Bride. There's this scene where they're in the fire swamp, right? And Wesley, no.
And Buttercup.
Wow. Have I seen the movie? Anyway, Buttercup falls into the lightning sand, right? And Wesley goes in and saves her. And, then they're walking around. And he's like, oh, the lightning sand, which you've so cleverly discovered, we now know what that looks like. Well, I just, stepped on, this cleverly camouflaged hole that was, covered in leaves and, really rolled my ankle real bad. But, I mean, it's okay. But that's just, what I was thinking now. It's
You've cleverly discovered that.
I just cleverly discovered the camouflage leaves. We could live quite happily here for some time. Okay, so I just rounded the corner, and I pretty much just saw my worst fear. I'm gonna show it to them. Okay? The thing I'm afraid of most.
What are you afraid of most?
Have you not seen it yet?
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, let's go. Let me in view here any moment.
Oh.
There it is. There it is. The thing I fear most.
What? I feel like this is a lot safer than climbing down the rocks themselves. Right?
The ladder.
It's fine.
It's actually at a decent angle, and hold on. They've graciously left it somewhat up, so you can you don't have to get on the ground and then get on it. You can kind of go around and maybe even use these trees. I just know I just rounded the corner and I saw a ladder. And I'm like, that can't be here for anybody else.
It'll be fine. At least it's a ladder.
It looks like some people really just don't also like ladders.
So they went down that way.
And then yeeted it.
Yeah.
Alright, here we go. Yeah, so I'm actually not sure why the ladder's here, because I mean that's not really the hardest climb I've ever done.
Maybe it's too close to that edge. You know, this isn't Pennsylvania or New York standards.
All right, Vermont. I see you. All right, we're about 2.3 miles from shelter. There's a big hill in our way with a overlook symbol, but by all accounts, there's no view. We're going to the lookout. Unfortunately, I have to carry our entire night's water the next 2.2 miles because there's no water at the shelter. Well, there's comments that say there are, but the directions are kind of like maybe, and they're a little old. We're just gonna carry it just to be safe. In hindsight, probably could have just carried our normal water and like gotten water another 2.5 miles on the way out because it'll be morning and usually don't drink as much water in the morning, but
oh well.
We'll see. My knees will rest overnight. It'll be fine.
It'll be good.
We're gonna stay here for a second and then we'll go upstairs and check out the view. All right, so we've also hit 700 miles here at the lookout. And in honor of 700 miles, I'm going to try my first ramen bomb. It's basically where you take a ramen, you cook it, and then you add mashed potatoes. And then in my case, I'm going to add a plethora of hot sauce. All right, so it basically just tastes like a big bowl of carbs. I understand the why. It would conserve fuel and time, but I think I would just eat 2 separate meals. I told myself last night, make sure you wake up in time to watch the sunrise. So of course my brain went, okay, and woke me up like every couple hours. And I'm just like, is it sunrise yet? Still dark. Is it sunrise yet? Still dark, but a bird. Just in case you're wondering how fast it would be if you weren't walking right now. So ever since leaving the long trail and headed to New Hampshire, the trail in Vermont has been quite smooth, but very much up. And if you like rocks and steps, you're going to be disappointed. So for those of you that aren't as flexible in your calves or hamstrings, you may have trouble. All right, lunch today, we've been keeping it simple. It's tuna on top of tortilla with the occasional mayonnaise or dressing. And then we also do another tortilla with peanut butter. And then today I'm having a little extra calories to drink with it because I didn't have them this morning. We are also using vegan ranch, which might actually help it stay good longer. Ladies and gentlemen, NBs of all ages, I give you the magical self-holding tree. Walk under at your own risk. So it was a while ago that we had introduced the idea of mountain thoughts, and 2 of our hiker friends that we've seen a few times, Emily and Luna, they've
taken it and run with it.
They've really liked the idea of just mountain thoughts, and they're a wild pair.
Yeah.
Their most recent one, we just saw them yesterday at the lookout, and we're gonna see them again tonight. But they're like, oh, we've had so many mountain thoughts since you've been gone, and their most recent one was, what are the best leaves to wipe with?
Besides the obvious ones that you shouldn't wipe with, what kind of criteria and which ones else should you avoid? Yeah. So that was an interesting conversation.
I guess let me know in the comments.
Yes.
A little bit of maple tapping. All right, we've got this cool little wire here to help us get across this river. And then after that, it's 0.6 miles and over 600 feet straight up, practically. And then another 3.5 after that, of an amount of up. I think like another 1,000 feet over that.